Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This video is on the full moon in Capricorn, which happens on the 9th of July at 6 minutes past 5 in the morning, and that's based on London time. Now, this full moon is a really beautiful, positive and transformative full moon, which is really something I've been looking forward to because it's got Pluto sitting right on top of it, and it has the potential to really be life-changing. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of all of the aspects and the energies that are involved here during this full moon. This is an important one, and it's a good one. Okay, so first of all, the sun and the moon are 180 degrees apart. That's the way the full moon works. The sun is exactly opposite the moon. It shines its light onto the moon, fully illuminates it, and then the moon showers us with its energy. Okay, so the sun is at 17 degrees in Cancer. The sun in Cancer is sending the moon this loving, nurturing, caring energy, and 17 degrees, 1 and 7 is 8. It's powerful. Okay, Cancer is about family and loyalty and nurturing people on a physical level, on an emotional level, intellectual level, spiritual level. It's loving people. The sign of Cancer is about family, community, being loyal to those people and really sharing a sense of love. Now that shines onto the moon, which is also at 17 degrees in Capricorn. And the full moon in Capricorn is the energy that we're going to be showered with. And the energy is all about, if I work at something, if I put in the legwork, I will be successful and I can create the kind of life that I want. And that applies to every aspect of life. That applies to finance, career, love life, spirituality. If I work at it, I have the power. Remember that 17 degrees, 1 and 7 is 8. Gives you that sense of, I have the power to work at what I want, to create in my life. And if I do work to creating something in my life, I will be able to achieve that. I will be successful and I will have that thing in my life that I aim for. So it gives you a huge boost of self-confidence. This full moon is all about saying you can do it. You don't need to wait for things to be handed to you on a silver platter. You have the ability to work. You have the ability to create the life that you want. And you can get started now with what you've got. You don't need to wait for anything to come in to rescue you or save you or get started. You can get started with what you've got. Now, what's so beautiful and amazing about this full moon is that we've got Pluto 1 degree away from it. Pluto is the planet of transformation, the planet of death and rebirth, the phoenix rising from the ashes and breathing new life into something. It's at 18 degrees in Capricorn. So what that says as well, and echoes, it says that if you work, if you put in the legwork, if you focus on your dream and you decide this is what I want in life, and you start working towards it, Pluto then says, if you, and I'm watching, if you put in the legwork, I will meet you halfway and I will help you to transform this. I will work with you to transform whatever it is you want to do. So if you take one step forward, Pluto will take one step towards you and will help you to transform your life in whatever form you want to transform it in. Now, Pluto is at 18 degrees, 1 and 8 is 9. 9 is spirituality and completion. So Pluto is going to help you complete this desire, and he's going to help you transform your life in a way that is positive for you. The good thing about this is that Pluto is at 9 degrees. Yes, it's completion, but it's also spirituality. So Pluto is going to ensure that you only work for things which are positive for yourself and positive for other people around you. It's not going to allow you to transform your life into something negative. That's where the spirituality comes in. And if you're trying to transform it into something that would ultimately harm you, it's not going to be successful. So if you decide on this day that you want to have a certain profession which really is looked down upon, you won't be successful, because Pluto and the universe wants the best for you. It wants you to succeed, so it would never help you transform your life into something that would be looked down upon by others. It would be something that's wonderful and that's positive. So that Pluto Moon combination I think is beautiful, because you can really, really transform something on a soul level. And you can really change things about yourself even. So if the goal is to change a part of your personality, if you feel like you've got a character defect or something about your personality that you do not like, we all have that. You know, that kind of thing, we can do one of two things. We can either accept it or we can try and change it. Okay, so if you have a terrible temper and you say, I don't mind blowing up every day and just alienating everyone around me, I don't mind, then that's up to you, that's fine. But if you do want to change something about the anger and you make that the plan, and you say, I'm going to do the legwork and I'm going to go into anger management, for instance, to deal with this, then remember, Pluto will meet you halfway. You take one step towards the anger management class, Pluto will take one step towards you to actually help you transform that anger so that it's a complete process. Now, the sun and the moon are opposed to each other, obviously, but they form a T-square, which you'll see in the chart here. And a T-square is an area of friction and motivation. So the sun and the moon oppose each other and they form this triangle with Jupiter in Libra, which is at the 4th house. So what happens is that if you work towards realizing your dreams, you activate the good luck of Jupiter, which is in Libra at 14 degrees. Jupiter in Libra is all about building bridges with other people, creating harmonious relationships, environments, getting on well with people, having opportunities come to you via other people. 14 degrees, 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 in numerology is about freedom. So I get that a big focus on this full moon. You can choose anything you like, but I really think that there is a big focus on romantic relationships here as well. And a lot of people during this full moon are going to be hoping that the thing that they can transform, if they do the work, is their romantic situation. And Jupiter really confirms that and says that if you look at this full moon, it squares Jupiter, the sun also squares Jupiter, and it says that if you do the work, I will create personal freedom for you by bringing you relationships which are what you're looking for, basically. So Jupiter really kicks in, and if you do make your goal relationships and finding the one, then you're going to be more successful than if you choose a goal of, I don't know, becoming a school teacher, because Jupiter in Libra makes this even luckier. And if you say, I want to meet another person and I want to be part of a relationship, then Jupiter will help you find that and find freedom within that desire. The moon also forms a sextile with Neptune. Neptune is the dream planet of aspirations. And it says if you can manifest it, if you can visualize it, if you can dream it, if you can see it, I can help you transform it and make it a real thing in your life. So everything is pointing towards you really thinking about this in a positive way and really being very optimistic, because that's what this is all about. This is stuff beyond your wildest dreams. This is the kind of chart that doesn't come around very often, and it's like, you see, great things can happen. A lot of crappy things can happen in life, but sometimes really good things can happen as well. We have a sesqui square between the full moon and Venus at 4 degrees in Gemini. And this relationship causes the two to work together as well. So if you put in the legwork in terms of meeting new people, let's say that's your goal. So you go to some sort of event, a party, or a talk or a seminar, or some sort of just anywhere where there are people gathered. This sesqui square with Venus means that Venus in Gemini loves to communicate, and she is very confident communicating, and she comes across very, very well. Venus in Gemini is the goddess of love at her most articulate, at her most eloquent, when she can write beautiful poetry about how she feels, and she can really capture in words what love is. It's at 4 degrees, which represents stability and security and structure. So if you meet people and have conversations with people, Venus, the planet of love, will support you by making you come across as extremely likable, articulate, intelligent, informed, and lovable. So you will put your best foot forward and you will come across as very, very likable. There is just one other thing that I need to look at, which is the opposition of Pluto and the full moon with Mars in Cancer at 22 degrees. Mars is the archetypal male principle, and Mars rules Aries. It's about breaking through obstacles, it's about moving forward and not letting anything stop you. Mars does not like being in Cancer because Mars is forced to look within, to look at its own feelings, and that can often be very frustrating for Mars, who doesn't want to deal with feelings, who wants to move on, who wants to move ahead in life. So we've got a Mars in Cancer here. So immediately, you yourself are more in touch with your own feelings, and other people, whether they want it or not, are more in touch with their own feelings. So everyone is going to have a much clearer sense of, I like this person, I don't like this person. It's going to be really clear to discern who's going to work for you and who isn't going to work for you. And that Mars is also at 22 degrees, which is the master number of the builder. So what that says to me is that if you do find someone you gel with, you mesh, you really get on with, and there is like the potential for this to become a romantic relationship, it's not going to be a short-term thing. 22, the master number of the builder, really relates to something that's long-term, permanent, something solid and reliable. So if you make your goal finding a romantic relationship here on this day, if you're single, and really getting out there and doing your bit, the rest of the chart ensures that you come across very well, that there will be another person there who the two of you will immediately know that there's some chemistry there, and that it can turn into something long-term, permanent, and lasting. So I really feel that this full moon is good for transformation in any form. If you want to transform yourself, if you want to transform career or your finances, absolutely, that's great. But I really feel that the biggest blessing here, because of that Jupiter, is if you're choosing to transform your relationship situation, you're going to be even more blessed than if you choose one of these other things to transform. And I really feel that you will find what you're looking for and find that emotional freedom as a result. I now have the partner. I feel like I've got what I was looking for. Therefore, that frees me up to now focus on other things and concentrate on other things in my life. So this is an amazing full moon. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to make sure I'm doing something. In Glastonbury, we have a publication, a free magazine called The Oracle, and it's a magazine where they list things happening every day. So sometimes there's bhajans at the ashram, sometimes there's a healing group, sometimes there's a meditation circle, sometimes there's a class in runes, all sorts of things, and there's always something to do. So I'm going to make sure, and usually if there's a full moon or something, there are full moon meditations and full moon dances and things like that. I'm going to make sure I get my copy of the Oracle, I see what's happening on that day, and I attend as many things as I possibly can so that I make myself available for this. So I'm going to have to, I really will look at my schedule and see where I'm free on this day, how I can be around other people and make the most of this. So you and me are, I think, both going to be doing the same thing, which is being out and about very much. I hope you have a wonderful day during this full moon. If you would like a private reading with me, and please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. And what I do is I draw up your birth chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, I can either rectify your chart by taking certain information, or I can use sunrise. And by analyzing your chart, I can look at what your vocational aptitudes are, what your life purpose is, and by looking at the predictive astrology, things like a progress chart and the transits, I can see what's coming up for you in future in all areas of your life, in career, in finance, health, spirituality, romantic relationships, anything at all. So if you would like to have a reading with me, please get in touch with me via the website. If you enjoy my videos, then please support me by clicking on the subscribe button. And I hope you have a wonderful full moon here, and I'll speak to you soon.